We are joined by Eoin Burke, who is now about to make the walk into the Alpha Project cage for the second time, but this will be your fourth scheduled fight. You've actually had two that fell out on the day. You looking forward to this one?
Ready to go, man. It's nice to get back. Definitely, obviously coming off the last one, I am itching to get in there and right some wrongs. So yeah, ready to go.
Yeah, because your last fight actually wasn't an Alpha Project fight. It was, but it was still a novice fight at Gladiadera. Now you were on the wrong end of a decision on that fight. Do you think you learned from that fight, or have you watched it back?
I've watched bits and pieces. Man. I think. Oh, look, it's like you know yourself. You can kind of get frustrated watching back old fights when you don't perform the way you know you can. I think I definitely fell in love with letting the hands fly a bit. I got carried away when I had him hurt, and it sort of lent to me getting taken down a bit easier. There's a lot of things looking back I know I could have improved on, but oh, that's part of it. I feel like it's a good thing that I can see that, and I know going forward now that those are the things to work on and not let that impact me again.
Yeah, I know from training with you through season two and then season three where I didn't fight, but I still trained with you, that probably your strongest probably attribute was your hands. Although
Yeah.
when you watch your first Alpha Project fight back, you were slick on the grappling there too.
Mm.
When it comes to like training now and your style, do you prefer? Are you a more kind of striking heavy or kind of? Because I always thought that you were a great all rounder for the Alpha
Mm.
Project.
I think it's a weird one. So I think at the very start, like when I fully got into MMA, I had a bit of a striking background, nothing crazy like when I was younger. But I get into MMA and I really kind of dove head first into the grappling, obviously with likes of Jacob and stuff. And I think I sort of fell in love with just learning the grappling, learning the wrestling, and then in my first full MMA fight, I leant on that a lot and I wanted to use that as much as possible. I think in recent months, when I have come back, I've just really kind of adapted my style to where I enjoy throwing the hands and almost using the rest and maybe a bit more defensively or a bit more as like a plan B sort of thing. Um, I would say that's probably how I would look at it as of now, anyway.
Yeah, because in your first fight, you were fighting someone who had a lot of K1 experience. So did
Yep.
you feel that the grappling was going to be your path to victory for your first Alpha Project fight, or was it just reactionary on the day?
I think you could probably say it's a bit of both. I think going in, I knew that the path of least resistance was to grapple. Like when he has a strong kickboxing background, like he's doing well in the boxing now too at the moment. I knew that like ok, I could win striking, like, but why risk that when I know I can take him down out wrestling? Like you say too, it was reactionary to an extent because when I was getting hit with big shots, your instincts to shoot a lot of the time, and thankfully it worked out. I even like I was saying this to you before, I sort of cringe looking back at it and how sloppy a lot of it was. But like I got the job done on the day, so you
Yeah,
take it.
so sometimes I watch them back and I can't believe that it was me in there,
Yeah,
that I even
yeah.
had the balls to get in there, let alone there's now video evidence of it. So,
100.
Alpha Project, this is going to be your fourth scheduled fight, but officially your second fight. Have you actually got a fight, or are you still to be matched? Now, there's been nothing announced yet, so we can't give away secrets here until the actual fight
No,
has been announced.
I've been given a name. I've been given a name. I've agreed to it. So as in that you kind of know yourself, you don't really know what's going up until it goes up.
Yeah.
So for all I know, it could go up now. I don't know, but I've agreed to it. I don't know if he has, but we'll see.
And although you're actually training and fighting out of Derry, you're actually
Mhm.
from Oma,
I'm
so
an Omen man. Yeah,
this will be a chance to actually fight in your hometown.
I know. I'm buzzing for that. I'm really really excited to fight in Healy Park. I think it was a class venue. Like,
Yeah,
remember last time I'd been there, I just thought it was just electric. Like, see from the very first fight, it was just buzzing. So I'm very excited to get into that cage. 100%, man. Cannot wait.
yeah. As a fellow Tyrone man,
Yes.
Healy Park's like Mecca to us.
It
It's
is. It's
every
Madison Square
great
Garden of the
sporting
West.
achievement has happened,
Yeah.
and even before Virtus, that GA hall I'd say has seen many a scrap.
Oh, I, definitely. Probably more.
So, what actually first drew you to the Alpha Project, or how did you become involved in it in the first place?
No, no, come on. I think it was probably an Instagram case. I think I've seen. It might have been. Was it Andy Chapman? It might have been Andy Chapman standing in front of the forum. I think that's
Yeah.
what it might have been. Do you know that video? I
Yes.
think it might have been that, and I was like, you know what, like that. Like I always wanted to do MMA. Like I said, when I was younger, I had done a bit of boxing. and a bit of like point style stuff. Very little though, like nothing to rave about. But then I always wanted to get into MMA. When I seen the opportunity, like I thought it'd be silly not to jump at it. So we just went for it. Obviously, me and Aiden made the trek up every day, and it ended up being some do. Yeah,
Yeah, it was great. And I was actually speaking to Oren yesterday, and he would still kind of keep in contact with all of us.
yeah,
The that first season where we were together, that was magic. I mean,
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
was for each other. We were all stepping into the unknown. We all used each other and used what skills and what we had in order to make ourselves better. And those early mornings, that was character building. How much
Yeah.
did you enjoy that first season? Because I loved it.
Mate, I loved it, but fuck, see climbing them stairs every morning, knowing what you're going into, it was tight. Like, do you know, it was tight going. You knew what you were getting into at 7 in the morning every time. But I'm telling you, like the skills you learn, like it was hard work, but it paid off massively, like massively.
Yeah, I've been around MMA in Ireland for going on nearly 20 years, from like the early chaoses where I used to go and watch them in the Everglades. And being a fan and watching fights and thinking you know fighting, and then getting in and learning fighting, it was humbling. I have so much respect for anybody who steps into that cage, but even more now. Now you're a big MMA fan as well. You go to shows, you've been to watch UFCs. Do you have a different perspective on the fighters now that you've been in there?
Mate, it's hard for me now to kind of sit and like watch a fight and say he should have done this, he should have done that. When you used to kind of do that because you're like, mate, you have no idea what it's like until you do it. Like, we were all guilty of it at one point, like watching, like, why is he doing this? Why is he not doing that? Like, X, Y, and Z. But like when you're in there, you realize it's a different ball game. Like when that cage door closes and everyone's leaving the cage, you're like, fuck, here we go. Like it's not the same, not one bit.
So you really enjoyed your Alpha Project experience?
Oh yeah,
Now the you have two fights actually. You're probably one of the most unlucky people in the Alpha Project, because your last two scheduled fights actually fell out on the day,
yeah,
which there's no worse time to lose a fight.
no,
And I know, especially the one in Healy. Speaking to you after, you were kind of upset with the amount of time, the amount of preparation, only to lose it that day. You had the hands and all wrapped.
yeah.
Did that then drive you to want to try harder to try and get the next one, or how did you feel after those
No,
setbacks?
it's weird because it almost feels like you put in so much work for what, and you're kind of like, what am I doing? It can be hard then to go back in the Monday night and just resume when you feel like nothing happened. Like I took maybe a month or two off after that, and I was kind of just I was just a bit raging, I think, with the whole thing. I ended up going back then. Maybe when did I go back to the club? June, July, something like that. And I've just been there. Like I haven't really missed a beat ever since. Like I've just been determined to just keep showing up, just get as much experience as possible. I think now, especially that I've had two fall through in the day, I sort of want to be as busy as possible. Like I would like a fairly quick enough turnaround after this if all goes well. I think would be my plan.
Perfect. So you're actually looking to the future. You're going to continue MMA.
Yes.
So there is actually novice shows that are happening. As you know, you fought on a novice fight on a show up in Belfast, so there will be plenty of opportunities.
Yeah.
But as you say, the consistency of training, you can't put a price on that. That's one of the things I preach, especially that first Alpha Project season, to some of the younger guys who I thought weren't taking it as serious as we were.
Mm.
That you do not want to be stepping in there on that day thinking I haven't trained enough.
Aye, man, that's a scary thought. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's something you don't want to think. Because if you don't do the work, you're not going to think you deserve to win either. Like, see, when you're in there, you're not going to think your skills are enough to do it for you. And like, I think that would be a pretty sickening feeling. That's something I don't want to feel that way. Like, so like, it almost scares you into making sure you show up and put the work in.
This podcast is sponsored by King of Cops. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, or kingofcoms.co.uk for your chance to win life-changing prizes with realistic odds. Win cars, cash, holidays, and instant prizes from as little as 1p. That's kingofcoms.co.uk. Yeah, it was a great experience all around for everybody, and like I spoke to Oren yesterday, but you still keep in contact with a lot of the guys,
Of course. Yeah, I would
and
um I would
and
speak
you
to Oren, I would speak to Aiden, obviously. I speak to you. I speak to a lot of the boys who were there every morning. Do you know what I mean? Like it's hard not to when you've done all that together.
Yeah, and you've actually inspired a few of your friends. They actually come and try it too. James fought
Yeah.
on the last one, and Jay's going to be fighting on this one, hopefully. So that's two
Yes.
guys that have got involved because of you.
Yes.
So like a lot of pressure on you. You're the role model now for these guys.
Well, we're doing well so far. James got it done last time out, so and Jay will get it done this time too. So it'll be a good look.
Yeah, that's you, Jay, Aiden. Well, you, James, Aiden. You are actually undefeated in the Alpha Project cage.
Aye.
So now it's time to go to Oma, to go to your hometown with your friends and family. They'll not have a long drive. There'll be a few beers taken
No.
that night.
Oh, you're damn right, Brian.
So
You're
would
damn
you
right.
would you recommend, if somebody was to come to you now and they were a bit on the fence about whether they should do the Alpha Project or not, what would your advice to them be?
I'd say like why not? Like if it's something you're interested in, if you like the sport, like what are you waiting for? Like, do you know what I mean? No one else is gonna do it for you. Like if the chance is there, take it, 100%.
And these are stories, and these are kind of memories now that we're making for the rest of our life. It's like that's one of the things I tell my kids all the time. Do the things, have the stories.
Yes, absolutely, man. Like those are things like, see when all's said and done, like in the videos and the pictures and all come out, and you look back at it and you're like, that was mad. That was mental. Like, do you know what I mean?
So how did you actually feel getting into the cage on the first Alpha Project? Is it a blur? Do you remember anything about it? Talk
Man,
talk us through your emotions and your feelings that day.
the very first time I get into the cage, I remember it almost feels like a fever dream. Like it doesn't feel real, especially because remember the forum was very dark.
It's out
Like
of
it
body
was,
experience, isn't it?
yes, man. I remember getting into the cage and sort of when I heard his music hitting, then I was looking up in the crowd and I was like, "What the fuck am I doing here?" Like, do you know what I mean? Like it is mad. Like it's like nothing you can explain to somebody. Like, and then whenever the fight starts, all of a sudden it's very bright in the cage,
Yeah.
and you realize that this is not sparring. Like, this is a real
The the
thing here.
the, the intensity goes up a notch, doesn't it? When
Just a
you're
bit, just a bit.
yeah, I try and kind of explain to people like it's competing's like physical heroin. It's a buzz that you just, if you could bottle it and sell it, it'd be worth a fortune.
Mate, I'm telling it is because it's one of them, and I'm sure you probably I don't know if you felt the same way, but you know, when you're X amount of weeks out or you haven't got a fight agreed, you're like, "Fuck, cannot wait to get back in there." But then
Yeah.
when you're warming up and you're getting ready to walk, you're like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Do you know what I mean? Like, but you love it. You come back every time. Like, so it's who knows?
I actually remember the first time sparring, and I'd never sparred. I'd never threw a punch before, and
Aye.
it was the greatest and worst experience of my life all in one night because I'd never punched anybody before, and I'd never been punched before. And that's the kind of the great thing about what we trained and evolve, and they kind of knew we were beginners and they were kind of understanding, but they made us work for everything. It
Of
was a
course,
great
yeah.
gym.
No, nothing was given to you. No way. Nothing was given to you. It was brutal. Like I remember them rounds every morning. Like you would be dreading them sometimes. You're like, this is gonna be tight. Like, do you know what I mean? Especially you fucking fairly kept it under wraps that you knew how to grapple. Like I remember that vividly. I remember because I was completely green with I still am very green with the whole MMA game. Like, you know what I mean? But especially with the grappling, I was. And I remember rolling you, and I was like, this isn't right. Like, there's something going on here. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and I was just a wee lowly beginner white belt at the time whenever I was on there with you.
the way
But
says I.
but the difference between feeling the pressure of somebody who can grapple. Funny, that's one of the things Jacob did say to me. He goes, let them feel what it's like to be in there with a grappler. No, let them feel the pressure.
Aye.
And like I don't even think I was a good grappler, but compared to a beginner, I was probably
Oh,
okay.
mate. We were like fish out of water, man. Like, I remember, like, when you're going against like a grappler who knows how to control the space and knows where to put their weight, like, you can't, you feel so helpless. Like, but that sort of spurs you on then to be like, I don't want to feel that way again, and you kind of, that's when you show up and you show up and you show up. And you start noticing, like, you're getting better in sweet places, you know what I mean? You start to show a bit of progress, like,
Yeah, the thing about it too is it's not the big victories, it's the wee small moral victories that you get from week to week. Like, oh,
Yeah.
he didn't catch me this time, or I was able to escape this time, or no, I was able to like use my footwork and evade that punch. It's
Mhm.
them wee things, and then that gives you a sense of false hope, and then you think you're better than you are, and then you get fucking sparked the next day.
But it's like you're always getting humbled. Like, do you know what I mean? Like when
Yeah.
we were up in Strabane, when was it? A couple of weeks ago, and you were throwing up all sorts of stuff at me. I was like, what even is this? Like, don't
Mm.
remember learning this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was that was only a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, this is mad. Like,
I know the grappling. I remember my first time ever stepping in that grappling class and just being absolutely dismantled by a 14-year-old boy, and it was just like, what the fuck
I
is this crazy thing I've tried to do? So what's your plans for the future then after the Alpha Project? We're going to, obviously going to try and keep active.
yeah, I would like to turn around quickly. Like I know obviously chaos is like it's evolved home show, so I would like to get on that again. I think it's at the Everglades this time, isn't it?
It's the Everglades, yeah. That's my Madison Square Garden, the Everglades.
I thought that was lethal last time out. Like it was a really good buzz. It was a really good buzz. Like I really enjoyed it. Like I wish I got a compete like, but it is what it is. I would like to go again on that.
I actually was down in the Everglades the night before when they were still setting up the cage, and I
Yeah.
remember they had the seats out, and I remember going to sit in in and around the area where I sat my very first ever chaos, and just everything just come flooding back to me. All the memories. I remember everything. It was in a ring. It wasn't even in a cage. That's how long ago it
All
was.
right. I
And I remember just going home and just being absolutely buzzing, going, I cannot wait to get back down here. I actually would have stayed in that venue. I would have slept on them chairs that night. It was bringing back all the memories.
it's class. Like and John knows some too. Like I remember sort of like when I first got into the sport, I didn't really initially see the appeal of even as a fan going to the local shows. But
Yeah.
I actually find them, see now, I would sooner go to one of them than I
That's,
would like a big event, to be
yeah,
honest. I really would.
that's always been my attitude. I have far more interest in the regional scene
Mm.
locally than I have in the pro scene worldwide.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just, I
Because you're
just,
recognizing people that you've probably trained with and
mm,
interacted with. Like it's a cool thing, like you don't really get that in the bigger stage. Like
yeah, I absolutely love this sport. I love and breathe this sport. It's the only thing I do.
yeah.
So we're going to wrap this up here now. Just a shout out, it's going to be Alpha Project All Stars, Healy Park in Oma, 14th of March. Tickets are on sale. Follow the link on the Virtuous homepage and you can buy your tickets. If you're on the fence about whether you want to compete or do an alpha project, you can contact any of the gyms involved. There probably will be a new season starting. Now, I haven't got the full details of it. It's Team Evolve, Derry, um, Team Rhino Limavady, Team Rhino Causeway, and Coleraine. Aaron Grappling and Oma MMA. Contact any of the gyms. Start your MMA journey now. Even if you don't want to compete, get in and train. And you could have stories like Owen. Anything you want to add, Owen?
No, I think you've hit the nail on the head there, to be fair, Brian. Like there's no use waiting about. Like if you want to get into it. That's it really.
Okay, so that's Virtuous Alpha Project All Stars, 14th of March, Healy Park, Oma.